Scotia Tuna Boys. Everybody just go around, introduce yourself. You can start off with Robert.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rob Boyd from Nova Scotia. My brother Mark and we operate Boyd Bluefin charters for the last, Jesus, 13, 14 years or something like that. And yeah, that's about it. We've been
Mark.
flying these parts for quite a few years.
I'm his brother Mark, and I'm the guy in the stern of the boat for Boyd's Bluefin Charters.
And then Nickelhead himself, Captain Tuna King Kurtis MacGillvary.
Well, as everybody knows, I am the unfortunate, unlucky guy that has his ass up in the boat for the past month. But I'm Kurtis MacGillvary, and I have, you might as well say, Lismore Tuna Charters.
Honestly, Kurtis, you're starting to look like Wilson from Home Improvement. You're so close
Just
to the
picking up
camera.
the fence, you mean?
Exactly. Come on, sit
Yeah.
back, get comfortable. Let me see that fat face of yours, man.
Hey, I think the camera does add about 40 pounds.
Listen, that ain't the camera, brother. That's them gummies you eat all fucking season long.
Could have been some birthday cake yesterday, too. Ooh,
That's right. Happy birthday to you.
thanks.
The big 4-8.
Yeah, feels like
Nice.
98, but we're still kicking.
I do know that for 10 months and 2 weeks it's a regular year, and for 6 weeks it's the longest 6 weeks of his life. Every year when I go up, I make sure he earns his keep.
And when you leave on Thanksgiving, I am very thankful.
Well, so am I. Well, before we get into the tunas, Nova Scotia, especially where you guys are located between Pictou County and Antigonish County, I would say you guys are most known for your lobster fishing. And I'd really like to talk about that because everybody sees the pictures of all of the tunas and stuff we do all year long, but there's a long grind that you guys are working right now getting ready for lobster season, even though it's pouring in snow. So if the Boyds can start off talking about what are you guys doing right now to get ready for lobster season?
Well, kind of working on gear and trying to fix a few things on boats that we managed to break all year. Mark and I actually start snow crab fishing prior to lobster fishing. So yeah, we'll
Really?
start that. Yeah, we'll start that. Usually it's around April 1st or whenever the ice leaves the Gulf. Because the Gulf of St. Lawrence where we fish usually freezes over in the winter. So usually if we start snow crab fishing. The last few years, it's been around the 1st of April. Sometimes it doesn't start until the 1st of May, but the last few years we've been trying, or DFO's been trying to get it going as early as they can. So that's usually where we're at. And then we start lobstering the end of April and kind of go from there.
The Gulf is frozen right now, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice.
And this whole storm that went through the whole US this weekend is just passing through you guys right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, Mark, I can see the snow falling behind you.
Yeah, you know what we got to do after this, Mark?
I know. I know.
You guys are going to be plowing for a while, aren't you?
I
Yeah.
plow for cookies.
You plow for cookies?
Yep.
Why aren't I surprised? Why aren't I
plow for
surprised?
beer
You plow for beer.
and cookies.
Do
Yeah,
you
but
dip
he's
your cookies in the
so-
beer?
Oh, we got a lot of older people here, so we just go down the neighborhood and plow everybody out, and some give cookies and some give bread and some give beer. So
You know what? That explains the size of Captain Curtis so much.
And down
Yeah,
to 276.
He's got 50 driveways he plows just for cookies.
Listen,
Two, actually. I do
You,
okay.
I know you do okay. The entire town of Lismore, he plows everybody. But the crazy part about Lismore, I think the population is something like 78 people. And he plows them just so that they go drive by his house and come talk to him because everybody knows that Captain Curtis likes to hold court in his house.
Wow. She put it's a like a ghost town around here now. The
Well,
mailman, and that's about it.
listen, is Canadian mail very similar to the U.S. mail?
Well, we have to walk out to the box and get it.
Well, everybody does. That doesn't matter where
Well,
the fuck you're
well,
from.
you guys down there, you probably have to get a retina scan first before you get your mail, do you?
We don't live in the communist country of Canada. That's you, dude. That's you. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that point with you, Fly.
Thank you very much. I appreciate somebody sticks up with me. I swear, not that we talk about politics very much, but he does love to rib me about it. Because I always say, listen, you live in the CCP, the Communist Canadian Party. It is pretty tough, man. But
Yeah.
with lobster season when it kicks in, explain to everybody, you guys have your own little zone for people that aren't familiar with it. Anybody?
Take this one up.
Go ahead, Mark. I know you
Yeah.
can talk.
Yeah, we're in 26A2, which basically is from Lismore or a little west of Lismore, right, Curtis?
Yeah, Big Island, just little west of Big Island.
And it encompasses all of, well, half of St. George's Bay to Harbor Bushy, so right where the causeway is. So that's where we're in 26A2. And I would say there's probably 200 plus lobster boats, give or take.
Wow.
And everybody along that, every little harbor from Pictou right to Harbor Bushy, everybody has their own little zone, um, little area to fish. So, uh, some guys, there might be three or four guys together, and some guys have their own little spots, all to themselves. So,
Now, how many traps are you allowed to have per permit?
each license holder and boat is allowed 255 pots.
Okay.
And every pot is on a string of six, seven, maybe up to 10. So uh, there would be 30 to maybe 40 some strings of pots.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And a good year, how many pounds of lobster do you guys get on a good year?
I got to listen to this.
Fly, we told you we'd have to kill you.
Well, listen, if you want to keep it secret, that's okay by me. That's okay by me.
No, there's no secrets in this.
You're in the fly zone. Trust me, it's just between the four of us.
We'll start with you, Curtis.
Ah,
20,000.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good average
Yeah.
per
okay.
boat around in the area.
All right.
Some people are a little better at it than others, and might be a little bit better.
And as everybody knows, it's a market. So some years are better than others. Sometimes the price is a little higher than others. But on average, what would you say the last 10 years has been on the price of lobsters?
Ooh,
Probably on average $6 to $7 a pound over 10 years, I'd say.
That's not bad.
no.
Yeah.
That's not bad. How about you, Captain Curtis?
Yeah, I would say that's right in the ballpark, but our cost to go get them is just, it's increasing more and more and more. Our bait, like, our bait is, we used to be paying 25, 30 cents, 15 cents a pound. Now we're paying as high as $2.40 for a flatfish. Like, the price isn't really justifying what it costs to go get them, but we got to
Hmm.
go.
Robert,
Now,
Yeah.
when you and I first started, we were allowed to run our own bait nets in the spring for herring, and there was all kinds of herring in those days. This would be in 2001, so Robert would have nets at Ballantyne's, and he would go out in a little dory and haul the nets, and basically that would give him enough bait the traps for the next day. So,
Yeah.
but
holy
Yeah.
smokes. So
yeah.
Yeah.
you were catching your bait in the afternoons and then using that same bait for the following day?
Yeah. Pretty
If
much.
if that don't
Pretty
make
much.
for a fucking long ass day.
A lot of us
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Well, the costs like that for everything fly are just, like Mark and I in the spring use a lot of squid for bait while crabbing.
Okay.
And the cost of that is well north of $2 a pound. And you'll take, 1,000, 2,000 pounds every single trip. And where some of that used to be sourced somewhat locally, now a lot comes from Argentina and those other areas. So, yeah, like Kurtis said, your cost of going catching, whether it's snow crab or lobster or whatever, is the costs are really increasing a lot. So it's yeah, I guess that's the same as everything though.
Yeah. Now, what about some of your other hard costs like uh, line, trap material, that kind of stuff? What's going on with the price of that? Has that stayed the same, or I'm assuming that's gone up with everything else?
Yeah, that's gone up a lot too. Like when we started, Mark and I, like, I don't know, Mark, what would it be? Like $50. We use a lot of wooden traps, lobster traps, and they'd be $50, and now it's probably 100, pushing $150 for a
Wow.
trap,
Or more.
um, or more. Snow crab, they have our snow crab traps are steel conical traps, um, steel frame with nylon webbing, and they were like 300 to 400 bucks a trap to have them built. Now it's 800 or 900 bucks a trap to have them built. So,
Holy
um,
smokes.
yep. And rope has kind of gone up the same factor in that price too.
Well, at
So
least now
yeah,
people
it's
understand why their seafood keeps costing more and more every year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 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 not just because you guys want to charge more. It's because it costs more to go out there and get it. Now
Yeah.
here's a question I have for you guys because this is the most important. I have not gone snow crab fishing before, but I've gone lobster fishing, and um, I don't know about on your side over there on the other side of Cape George, but I know over by Lismore they have some problems, but they have a lot of fucking jokesters. So I was there one time and we were bringing up a trap.
Be very careful how you go with
I,
this.
I'm going very, very careful. Hold on. We were pulling up a
Okay.
trap and I was looking. I'm like, well, son of a bitch. There's a lot of shit in that trap. And when they lifted up this trap, there was a fucking porcupine in that thing. There was a porcupine on that thing. And I'm like, I didn't know they swam on the bottom. So everybody gets a chuckle. Captain Curtis pulls this roadkill out. And then we go and pull somebody else's trap up. And we put it in somebody else's trap. And I says, oh, I see what this is. You're passing this thing around like shoes from you to your little brother. So what do you guys tell me a story that happens on the other side of Cape George that I don't know about? There's got to be
Robert,
something.
Robert, I think the best story around here is these guys from a neighboring harbor. We don't fish lobsters on Sunday. And so when this particular fisherman left on Saturday afternoon, this other couple guys came down with two turkeys and stuck them in the wheelhouse of the boat and shut the door. So
On your
Monday,
boat?
no, not on
No.
mine,
Okay,
on another
okay.
guy's boat. So
Oh, Jesus.
these guys come down, the fisherman comes down Monday morning at 3:30 in the morning and everything is black and he opens up the door and the two turkeys just immediately fly out the door and he doesn't know what happens and he opens the door, he goes in and there's turkey shit from one end of the boat to the other. So
You imagine?
that was the best one that we ever heard. And these guys
Yeah.
from this harbor, they were real pranksters. They were always doing different things to other fishermen in the harbor. So
What about
that was
you,
the best
Captain
one.
Yeah.
Curtis? I know you've got one or two up your sleeve.
Oh man, we get uh we get a lot home here, like a lot. You've name it, I pretty well had it and pass it on. Probably the best, well, not one of the best, was had an inflato-mate doll tied to one of my trawls one day.
And for those
A
people that
woman at
don't
that.
know what an inflato mate doll is, could you please go into a little bit more specific?
Uh, yeah, a friend if you're lonely, I guess. So this was placed upon the trawl, no big deal, and whatever. I can take a joke and give as many as well as I can give them, but so I didn't know what to do with this thing. I wasn't going to, so I just hung it from the spoiler. And they're going, "Oh my God, you're not going to go around with that thing on you." And I said, "Well, I don't care." And so we were sailing around, and this thing was straight out behind me. And the old man calls me. He goes, "Yeah, it's Saturday here. You better cut that thing down from the spoiler. There's a lot of women and children here, so get rid of that thing. Joke's over." I said, "Okay, yes, Big Smoke, sorry." But we're always, you know, nailing people's traps, doors shut, and just switching buoys with seagulls and letting them look for the buoy and all that fun stuff.
Come on.
I'd get along
We're a
fishing
little,
right great with you guys.
yeah, we're a little more serious over on our side. We don't
Come
quite,
on. Don't tell me
well,
you've never done anything.
no, the
Come
only
on.
thing is the odd Saturday, you might put a few beer in the last trap of a guy's trawl, so the crew has something that they can sip on the way in and stuff like that. But can't
You've,
say
you,
many porcupines put in traps and that over here.
how about, any kind of craziness being thrown back and forth to boats as you go passing through each other? Nothing?
Just just tuna season when you pass rods back and forth to each other. That's about the
We'll,
only
we'll,
thing
we'll
we do
get
with
to that
that stuff.
soon enough. We'll get to that soon enough. But did you ever hear the story about our drive-by shooting when I was fishing with Captain Curtis?
No.
Boys, this
No.
is all on video somewhere, somehow, in some iCloud, in some storage. It's
This is the
probably
real
one of the
deal.
best.
So I flew up there with Michelle, who listen, she does everything for me. She does all the videoing for my tournaments. She's like my assistant tournament director. She's a world-class videographer and editor. And I wanted
Sweetheart,
to
too.
do what's that?
And a sweetheart as
No,
well.
no, she's super sweet.
Yep.
And Naomi came with me, my girlfriend.
Another
And
sweetheart.
yeah, actually, she's a saint for putting up with my sorry ass. She
Oh,
is a
yeah.
saint.
Yep.
So I was trying to do, this was before COVID. So I was trying to do like a farm to table series.
It was for Grundens, wasn't it, Fly?
Well, they came on as a sponsor. It wasn't for
Yeah.
them, it was for me, but they came on as a sponsor. So anyway, we're having the greatest time. We decided to go fishing 3 days. I'm getting bit left and right. He's cracking up. My fingers are all busted up from these lobsters. I'm screaming and yelling. And we're sitting there, and Michelle's videoing Curtis, and I hear a noise. I'm like, pat, 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 pat. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I look over, and suddenly I thought I was in my old neighborhood. It was a drive-by. Here comes fucking Kazoo. And it was
Wallace.
It was Wallace and Kazoo, and he's hanging out the side with a paintball gun, and he's whapping, whack, whack, whack. So me being a good Cuban, I know I got to hit the deck, but in them Grundens, you can't just dive. You have to bend down and get down. So as I'm bending down on this cold May morning, my Grundens get real tight right across my ass. And I don't get one, but I get two. One in the right cheek, one in the left cheek. Whack, whack. And then it hits the lobster tray, it hits the boom, and they keep going. So it's so cold. It literally takes the wind right out of me. I'm in I mean, I am in literal fucking pain. And everybody's trying to take and assess the situation. You know, Kurtis is asking Michelle, Michelle, are you okay? She's nervous because of the camera. She's got her big camera there, and I can't breathe. I can't breathe. It's cold. I'm in pain. Whatever air, oxygen is completely out. So everybody's asking, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm trying to get up to the wheelhouse. So I literally get into the wheelhouse, fall on my knees. I lie down on my back. I'm trying to get my wind, and my girlfriend's like, are you okay? What's the matter? What's the matter? She was at the little settee, and I can't get a word out. She thought I hurt myself, I cut myself, and she's like, "Are you okay?" You know, she's concerned. And just as I'm getting enough wind, I roll from my back to my stomach, and I go, they shot me in my ass. And she sees the two fucking marks on my ass. She goes, that's it? You're okay. So now we get to fucking laughing. And we're laughing. And we're laughing. And we're laughing. And Kurtis, he can't stop. And I'm like, okay, fathead, that's enough. That's really enough. No, 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 no. He cannot, he can't breathe. He's like crying, pouring down, fucking Ledgy. He's giggling, the little leprechaun that he is. Baker, who never says a fucking word to nobody, he's fucking cracking up. I can just see it. Wait till I get back to the hospital tonight and tell him the Cuban got shot in the ass. And so Kurtis, now he goes up to the wheelhouse, and I'm starting to get a little upset about this thing. I'm like, listen, you're laughing at my fucking expense, you know?
Yeah.
So he is on his hands and knees, and he cannot stop. So I'm like,
Just completely useless.
completely useless. So Michelle, who's videoing this entire thing, she's got to video it that he's laughing. I'm not happy because, you know, I'm still in pain. So I take off my slickers, I pull down my pants, and I go, hey, look at my ass. Look what they did to my ass. And in the perfect timing, he reaches over and grabs a bottle of Fantastic and goes, psst, 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 right into my old Akoli Puka. Right there on the fucking chocolate starfish. He sprays it right on it. And he looks at the camera. He goes, Fantastic. Don't leave the dock without it. Motherfucker. It,
Oh,
It
this,
was, oh,
I'd love to see that video, Fly.
I gotta ask Michelle. I still haven't even seen it.
oh, it was, oh.
And then we get back to the dock and tell him what you did to Gazoo.
Well, yeah, I kind of stretched it along a little bit. I said, "You idiot!" I said, because he was, oh, how did it feel with Fly?" I said, "Oh, he's okay, but Michelle, the camera girl," I said, "you hit her camera, and it's $5,000 camera." What? So I just never. I can lie pretty good on spec, and I said, "Yeah, you idiot, you fucked her camera." So I said, "That's great." Well, really, really? I said, "Yeah, but whatever." So I left. And I told Wallace the difference. He was supposed to tell him because it just threw him completely in a different orbit. Well, Wallace never told him. He tried to stop me going up the road. He walked out in front of a car. He nearly got hit by a car. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. He goes, how's Michelle? I said, no, no, I'm just joking with you. So then anyways, I took the blunt of it, I guess, in a roundabout way, but worth everything and more.
Oh my God, it was fucking hilarious. It was so funny. So I'm like, no wonder you look forward to the
Oh,
lobster season all year long. You're stuck inside for 4 months in the cold, and then suddenly you finally get to go outside and play like kids again.
Well, my old man always said, he said, if the day you hate your job, the day you go get another one. He also said, if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. So,
Amen to that.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Can you
some
guys,
days, some days I question them, but so far it's been okay.
would you guys say you guys have that much fun as well over there on your boat?
No.
No, not that much
Definitely
fun.
not.
No,
No.
Come
no,
on,
not that much
guys.
fun.
Why not?
Our entertainment,
Oh,
my entertainment in the morning is listening to Curtis on the set talking for most of the morning.
Oh,
That's
you
my
can hear
entertainment.
me?
I can. I
Well,
can.
did not know that.
See what I told you earlier? If when he couldn't figure out his sound and he was muted, and you guys said, if only you could do that during the season, I'm like, I'm surprised he gets anything fucking done during lobster season.
Hey, I was better this season. You got to give me that.
The last 2 years, couple years ago, I was so pissed off at the phone. We were backing down on a fish. I went over, I snatched the phone out of his hand and I put it in our tackle box and locked the lid. I'm like, will you focus on the fucking fish, please? We've got people on the boat that want to catch tuna, and you're too busy texting people.
It was a call, I think.
It wasn't a call. You were texting. Honestly, I think you were posting on Facebook. Got another one on with the
Yeah,
short Cuban guy.
you'll never see that from me. That's a lie.
Ah, you know what you will see if he leaves that phone out there? I'll fucking steal. Oh, oh. Tell him what I did to your phone. This has been 4 years now, guys. He doesn't know how to fix it.
Well, as we've seen, I'm not the best with this computer stuff and just doing very well to operate an iPhone. So I go into the bank, have my phone. He's gone, thank God. And I go into the bank and have my phone there. Thought I turned the ringer off, but I didn't. I'm standing in line. First thing, phone starts ringing. Hey, Curtis. Hey, Curtis, pick up your phone. Cocksucker, pick up your phone. Hello, pick up your phone. I'm like, what's going on here? Here he switched the ringer. I'm like, what the hell do I get this off? Still have it on today.
He
Can't get
doesn't
it
know
off.
how to take
Don't
it
know how to
off.
get it off.
Listen, this was like a 3 week covert. Listen, if you thought the United States getting my boodle was deep undercover, me getting my voice on his phone, it was like a
Oh.
3 week process. I had to create it. I go, hey Curtis, pick up the phone. It's me, Fly. Curtis, it's me,
Pick it
Fly. Pick
up.
up the phone.
Pick it up.
I created this whole uh, sound effect, and then I had to send it to him when he didn't have the phone because if not, he's going to see it. And he's going to know. So I got to do it when he's not there, and I text him. And we all know the cell service around Nova Scotia isn't the best. So
no.
you got to do it when like it's at the house or when he's in using
I'm
using the shitter or something.
I'm amazed you got him with his phone actually not in his hand.
Listen, it
Could have been
doesn't
eaten.
happen.
It could have been eaten.
Oh, you gotta listen. Usually it's when there's food around. Ooh, cookies, and he goes. So you grab the phone, you
I
send
can't
a
even argue.
text. Then
So
I gotta
you
go
set a
ahead.
little trail of you set a little trail of cookies leading down to the stern to kind of get him out of the wheelhouse for a little bit.
You just can't help it.
Oh my God, it truly is the funniest thing in the world. Well, I finally got it away from him. And I can't even remember if we were in season or out of season when I finally made the switch. And I didn't want it to be for everything. I only want it to be for when I call. And it is fucking phenomenal because when he's working in the shed now during
Scares the
winter,
piss out of me every single time because you don't expect that. A month of that is enough.
no, it's all year long, man. He's
Oh
in
yeah,
the
true.
shed all by himself, quiet, nobody saying anything. He
The
listen,
hamster running away. Oh,
he might be singing. Have you caught him singing yet?
I have,
No,
yes.
can't.
Ha
I haven't had the pleasure.
Man, I got it on video once. Once a year, that shit comes out.
yeah.
He
Every
likes to
dog has
sing.
his day, I guess. But
So, okay, so now that we're talking so much about the fun that we have during tuna season, this lobster season goes on for 2 months. Do you guys have the full rock crab season and snow crab season like Curtis has, or do you guys take a couple of weeks off there?
No, well, we fish in the spring snow crab season, and then we fish in lobster season, which is basically May and June. And then there's a summer snow crab season that we participate in as well, same as Curtis. But after that, we're pretty much wrapped up for the most part until the tuna season starts in early September.
exercising your liver.
So, yeah.
Whoa, shots fired, man.
I'm a
It,
teetotaler.
listen, if a man wants to enjoy a cold adult beverage in between season, please enjoy, correct?
Correct.
100%.
I mean, listen, Mr. Cookie Monster, you should be the last person to judge.
Uh, I tell them repeatedly how very lucky that they are that I am no longer drinking.
The entire peninsula of Nova Scotia is good.
They all tell me to start.
Yeah,
They
that's a
said I'm
good,
wiser.
easy. That's a stretch, brother.
Uh,
That's a stretch.
Hey, my lie, I can spend it the way I want
Well, I do know right around August, I start getting not just the text messages from, well, I get them all year long from Curtis. This is the time of year I probably talk to him every day. He asked me the other day, I called him up. He's like, hey, what's going on? What'd you do today? So I gave him the old spiel. He goes, I'm your psychiatrist, aren't I? He goes, I'm here to help you vent. I go, not necessarily vent, but yeah, you get to know the headaches that I go through on a daily basis. You know, the pain in the ass that I deal with when I'm not with you. You're my biggest pain in the ass when I'm up there.
it.
But I know right around August I start getting pictures and stories. Hey, Bert got a bite today, or so and so got a bite today. So explain to me, Mark and Robert, what got you into the tuna fishing that really what Nova Scotia in the recreational fishery that I'm in has really it's blown up in our industry what you guys have up there.
Yeah. Well, Mark and I started commercial tuna fishing in 1995 when we were much younger and, well, me anyway, I didn't have white hair, but, and we basically started tuna fishing because my dad used to tuna fish, but he hated it. It was too much downtime, too much standing around and waiting. So we basically said, if you two clowns want to go do it, here you go. Take my boat and away you go. So, yeah, we started in 1995. We learned a lot of lessons the hard way by watching other people catch fish and us not. But the fish in those days, like, there wasn't nearly as many around. You know, you'd fish 2 months a year, and if you know, even the highliners, if they caught 8 to 10 over that whole period of the season, that was doing pretty well, right? So, So anyway, yeah, we started then, and we kind of picked away at it ever since. And what was it, Mark? 2012, I believe we got into catch and release like we're doing now. In addition to commercial, we still fish tuna commercially, kind of either before charter season or after charter season.
But in
Um,
2009, 2010 is when the tuna really started showing up in bigger numbers. So we'd have, just say Gulf Nova Scotia would have so many tuna to catch, and it went from possibly not catching our allotment in the early 2000s or barely catching our quota to in 2009, 2010, the quota being caught in 3 or 4 days.
yeah,
So,
Wow.
yeah, so we
yeah,
went from fishing for tuna for 2 months to the season only lasting a few days. So,
yeah. It was right around that time too. They switched it from a purely competitive quota um, to now the way it is. There's so many fish allotted for our management area, and you divide total number of fish by the number of fishers, and you get some years you get 2 tags, some years you get 3 tags, other years you only get one. But the tipping point, I think it was around that period that Mark said, the last season with that, the season lasted 40 hours. And it was like 100 and something fish landed in 40 hours and crashed the market. And so, trying to get a room full of fishermen to agree to anything is really hard. But that was kind of the impetus right there to kind of make everybody realize we had to make a change. So that's when it kind of changed. Everybody gets 1, 2, 3 tags, and yeah, so that's basically how the commercial kind of allotted fish now, and those large number of fish showing up kind of spurred the catch and release, because prior to that, the only reason you'd let a fish go for the season is if you lost it in some matter. But with with all the fish showing up, the catch and release fishery was kind of born, and there's been a lot of slow progress, but from where we started only being allowed one fish a day, and then it went to one fish per trip, but allowed 2 trips per day, and so on and so forth, and various changes to the fight times and everything like that. So yeah, it took a lot of time and work and effort by a lot of parties to get us to where we are today, but it's fairly good and sustainable where we're at right now.
So, how many are you allowed to catch and release per day now?
We are allowed 3 releases per day, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think it's if you lose your fish in under 10 minutes, it's not considered
Unlimited.
a hookup, we call it. But anything over 10 minutes is considered one of your hookups for the day.
Correct.
So you're allowed 3 of those per day.
Okay. And how often do you get all 3?
We like to think more than not, but it's, some days the fish just aren't cooperating, and other days they seem to be cooperating for everyone but you. And
I hate when that happens.
As you
oh
know, that
God
blue
almighty.
boat's about to watch.
Listen, I never knew the blue boat went in forward because I always saw them going in reverse. Even when they come out fishing, they go in reverse.
Yeah.
They're always in reverse.
It's yeah, but it's like, if the bait is present, then the fish are going to be present. And the last couple of years, we've been fairly lucky for pretty good amounts of bait to show up, and our success rate has been pretty decent.
Would you concur with that, Captain Curtis?
Yes. Yep.
I'm just
And
happy he knew what the word concur means.
I took 50-50. Well, no, like this year, for instance, guys, last year, I believe, there wasn't one fish nor one hookup on Fisherman's Bank last year. This year, we all, PEI included, as well as commercial, had a good run there for jeepers. Must have been, what, week and a half, pushing 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, about two
And,
weeks. Yeah.
and in saying Robert, you said earlier, if there's bait, there's tuna. This has been the first year. I'm going to go and probably pushing 20 years that the Fisherman's Bank caught their quota, their herring quota, their 16F or 16, I think it's 16F. Anyways, they caught their quota in record time. And the herring that's showing up is, well, when we do run a bait net and you're fortunate enough to get some, you'll see it just caught right by the nose, all mature, beautiful herring. And that was really nice to see on the banks. And then as we moved farther down, we had good luck fly one day on the end of Cape Louis there with Mike and Don and Cam. We were productive there too. So those spots last year, we never got nothing. I
No,
didn't.
it's
Yeah.
it,
Curtis,
it,
would
it
you I would say it was the most herring in, I would think, all of Nova Scotia than there's been in years. Like,
Well, look at our golf quote on this side. 3 nights done.
right.
We would start that Labor
Mhm.
Day weekend, Mark, when we were fishing it, and we would go right till I fished them one year till 1st of October. We've
Right.
had like fished them in the summer. We had 210,000, and put another 200,000 in the fall. But and I don't know. This year, I think it's a reevaluation of the quota. I don't know. I've kind of lost track with the heron because something had to give. I had to give up heron fishing to go tuna chartering, which I loved heron fishing. I was good at it, crazy, and you got to be all them to be productive in that heron fishing. We had fly out there one night, and there was only about 60, 70 boats. When I fished, there'd be 150, and it was good. I mean, but this year, for what the guys say, you would run a set of three, just turn around, hook on, have your load, 15,000. It was, well, we seen some. I don't know if I showed you. Must seen some videos there on Facebook and that of the guys out there. It was unreal. Like boys leaving at 4:30, 5 o'clock, being back in by 10, like just before dark with a load on, which is very good to see. Don't you
Could
know?
you spend a minute talking about this herring fishery, not just the quota, why they're coming in, and how you guys fish them, Captain Curtis?
Well,
For
when
people
we
that aren't familiar with it, we're all
yeah,
familiar with it, but would you mind describing it to people?
like like years ago, like I said, when we fished it commercially, which they still are, and that was a major source of income. The quota was, oof, don't quote me on the quota, but it was a lot, and it was a busy spot down here. Like there was heron trucks, there was pumpers, there was boom trucks, it was on, and we would go, we would start basically off a home here and just follow them all the way up the shore to Big Island, over to Pictou Island, north side of Pictou Island, the middle ground, and we would usually end up off about Caribou Island, somewhere around there. But it's just a gillnet fishery. And then they had like I said, I can't remember the years, but we were always on a 20,000 boat limit per night. And then season opened Sunday, and the last night fishing was Thursday. And then we could see the stocks that were getting harder to catch, smaller herons. So we dipped down to, I'm gonna go 18,000 some nights. Then we had another boat, and we left it at 15,000 because we tried to get the quality of the heron better. Then we started going all in tubs. So if like we used to be doing it on a loose boat, that where they would just fall into the floor and that bottom layer would just be squashed. So now we put them in them herring tanks that we get the bait in fly.
Yep.
And you get about 18, 1900 in a tub. And, they're because they use them all for food, right? Roe fishery. And so it's working at 15,000. It's safe. People are building their decks to accommodate the boxes. You put 7 tubs on, you get 15 1, 15 2. It's safe, it's easy, less nets in the water, less nets lost, less fish lost. So it's working. So it's good. And but last year, maybe because of all this, the dropping in the quota, the dropping in boat limits, less boats fishing it. The herring came back just boom. Like look when we're at uh, Southwest Bank, them guys never caught herring like they've caught in the last little bit. And
No.
in Fisherman's Bank, it's been jeepers.
Fisherman's
It's
Bank was really, really good this year.
Yeah, it was, and that's very nice to see. All these schools are having a chance to mature, spawn, and so on. But I still miss it. Don't get me wrong.
No, but you get to see me now. That's the plus.
Take the good with the bad.
Eh. Curtis, explain to everybody exactly how you're fishing for those herring.
Well, a lot of luck for one. You go out, you
But listen, not just your luck and all your Santeria bullshit that you do, but explain how the nets, the floats, the anchors, how you bring them in, because I mean it's not easy and it is fast. It happens
it's
quickly.
fast pace, very fast pace. You usually have 2 sets of 3. Each net's about 100 feet long. So you run a set of 3 with you have a weight, a chain, which is about 15 pounds on each end, and every quarter. So you would have 4 on the first net, 3 on the next of weight, and a buoy right above it to hold the net up. Because when the heron hit it, they sink it. So you want to hold it up to get your most fish out of it. And you have an anchor on each end with a pickup buoy, and you search for them on the on the sounder, just looking for them. And as you get fish in them, you see stuff to look for, like condensed stuff down hard on the bottom, blood red, when they start on the sounder and they come up like that. That's as we say, they're staying, they're holding. If you're looking for them and you're running over them and there's a line underneath them, they're swimmers. Or as I showed you, Fly, look, when you see they come on the sound and they got that wall, they're swimming. So you look for all that little stuff, and usually the tide is key. They as we would call it touchdown to spawn on slack water. So we're out there running around, and they will too. There'll be 100 boats out there just going crazy, crazy, and they'll be chasing these herring. The minute the slack tide starts, they'll just boom, they'll just drop. And then you just start firing the twine to them, and then you leave them for about 10 or 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever you think, and you haul back according to the tide, whichever way the tide's going. You hook up that end, and you have a big net winder, hydraulic net winder. And we have a set of wheels. We had a set of wheels on the end of the stern that fold down to hold your rope on each end, your head rope and foot rope, to keep your net spread. And then they come in and you shake them out and put them in your boxes and take them to the dock. But now it's evolving that much that people have herring shakers. And I don't know if you've seen them at all when we were on the banks last year, Fly.
I've seen them the last couple of years where it's like a giant paddle.
Pretty impressive. Pretty
Explain to
impressive.
everybody how it works.
Well, I'm not really up on that myself. I know that they come in and you have to have it dialed in with your net winder because you don't want it and it's the people that have it set up and dialed in good. Oh my, the guys just stand there and it's just a job for them to take the weights and the buoys off. And you just hear this and it's beating the heron
How
off.
how is that again?
But like like you
Curtis,
said,
compared
what?
to the alternative way of manually shaking the nets out, it saves a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, the best that I could do when we were doing it good and having a nice like 2,500 to 3,000 pounds, about 45 minutes, we could, if you had conditions 100%, we could put a load on in about 45, 50 minutes. That's everything going, no snarls, no nothing. These guys are in and out within boom. Before you get the first set haul, they're gone. Like it just, all you're doing is kicking them into the boxes with your feet over, and it's, you know, everybody that's setting up now is usually doing that, and it's pretty slick. But
What can go wrong when you're out
herring
there
fishing,
when you're herring fishing?
oh, lose your nets, lose your fingers,
Lose your
sink.
boat.
Hey, be careful.
Yeah.
Some people here are they're digitally challenged. Stop
But we're
saying
still on
that.
the herring fishing, though. That's a
Yeah, I
tuna
know.
issue. No, it's been pretty tame the last little bit, mainly because of the 15,000. Like you come in with 20,000 on the boats and weren't equipped with it. You know, myself, I used to be out there on boats with 20,000 pounds. You'd be right to the water line, sunk, like, and thinking everything was cool. Well, we all done it and do it again. But the 15,000 in the tubs, there's no sloshing back and forth if you get into weather. It's safe, and but there's always snarls, like somebody hook on to the wrong end, the tide switch. As you know, Fly, that middle ground, that tide is unforgiving. It's yeah, it's bad. And then you hook onto the wrong end and they come into you and they trip you, and then it's like a dominoes effect, and then you got a big ball of nets and anchors, and what do you do?
How about
Work
nets in the
with it.
wheel?
What's that?
Nets in the wheels.
Yeah, I've been knock on wood, I've been pretty fortunate on that.
I've been out there with you and seen boats that have nets and wheels where they
Yeah,
drift over and get it up in their propellers.
it's just part of the game. Part of the game. It
How about you?
happened.
Have you guys ever done that herring fishing?
No, no.
Aren't
No,
you
we haven't
lucky?
been so fortunate.
Aren't you lucky? To
Well,
be honest with you,
a
it's
lot of the
crazy.
years, a lot of the years we would be tuna fishing during that same period, right? So that
Yeah,
kind of was our focus in the fall instead of herring fishing,
yeah.
and so that's kind of why we managed to avoid that.
Lucky. It's crazy. The one time I went out with GCam, and man, there was lights, and it's like being on the interstate with cars going everywhere, boats going back and forth. Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
So no, thank you. And in the dark, it's rough. So no, not for me. Listen. It's hard enough to keep tuna fish from tangling up.
Hmm.
Never mind nets. So let's go into that because
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I've told Kurtis, and I think I told you guys last year, the two greatest fish crossing situation in my entire career. I've been fishing for a living now, going on 34 years. The two greatest have involved you guys.
That that's because he follows us around all over the place. That's why.
If you're going to pick a good boat, you might as well go to the top.
I it was a couple years ago. We were off it was Henry, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It wa-
right
it
in
wa-
off Henry.
it was off of Henry, and you guys were hooked up. We're hooked up. You're heading our way. You guys take it from here, man. I was just a pleasant observer in that craziness.
You start, Curtis.
Well, I don't know if it was, what do you want to go with, 50-50 luck and good management?
I'll take
Oh,
luck
that's
all day
true.
long, man.
Well, yeah, we
Yeah.
hooked up, and um I guess you were west of me, I was east of you, and my fish went west, yours went east. And I said, Fly, look at this. He goes, he's heading right for him. So we couldn't get swung around. We had to back up, and you guys the same. And the gap started getting closer. The gap started getting closer, and I was like, oh no, look at this. And then I don't know if you stopped, Mark and Rob, or I stopped, or we both stopped, but we were
Well, we had
stopping.
to stop because we were going to run into each other if not.
Yeah, we were just going to let it go. And my line was going out the stern. Your line was coming out my stern. First thing I looked, I seen Mark take the rod, go up around. And all this time, Josh Temple was with you. Fly leans over. Hey, Josh, how are you? Good, Fly. How are you doing? When'd you get in? Oh, yesterday. Oh, yeah. How long you here for? I say, hey, boys, you want to go get groceries some other time? Like, we got like a lot of stuff happening. Okay, it was great seeing you. Like that close, shaking hands. And
Mark
Mark,
is running around our bow holding a 130 trying to untangle it because you it's not like you can go underneath the rod or underneath the boat.
yeah,
You literally had to walk around the entire boat and then get it underneath our rod.
And we
What
were
could I?
ready to get spooled at that point.
We weren't far behind you, man.
I know. Then we both turned and peeled, and we each got the fish. We come back, and there was an older gentleman with you. He was like this, and I was like, right on. He got that in video, and I said, you got that in video? I forgot to hit play. Oh,
That
Yeah,
was that
if it
was
was
incredible.
anybody else, we would have maybe tried the Dacron beats mono any single day, but
Ooh.
we
thanks,
decided
boys.
to
Me too.
we 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 decided to try to untangle it first. So yeah, it was nice. We were lucky. It was a really flat, calm day. I don't know if you could have done that in a little bit of
Uh,
weather or not, but
no.
yeah,
No, the
but it was
fact that
cool.
you guys could just point the corner of your stern right on our hull on the side, and Mark was able to grab the rod, step on,
The
walk
twinkle
around,
toes that he was.
twinkle toes. Hey, listen, speaking of, you must be a hell of a dancer.
Oh,
You- Not you, dude. You're a hell of a singer. But old Toes Boyd over here
oh.
goes around the bow holding on to a 130, which is not easy to do in itself.
Twice
No,
he did
and
that
the
with us.
and the drag was just it like we backed the drag up so I could take it up around and he was heading for deep water and it was just screaming off that rod.
There's
So
not much you can do.
no, no.
There's not much you can
Yeah,
do. But and they
yeah.
all
The
go ahead.
poor guy in the chair had an awful pile of line to recover by the time we were straightened out of that situation. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
I
Same.
don't I don't have to worry about that. I don't even know who was on the boat that day.
I don't know.
I
Something
can't
tells me it
remember.
could, something tells me it could have been Mike and
It
Cam.
might have been.
It could have been no. It was. I think it was Cam. Cam or Mike, one or the other.
Who did we
Yeah.
have, Robert?
Mike Hendrickson and Lou.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lou was the guy. There's this guy that is comes with us. He's an extremely well-traveled and seasoned boat captain that's been all over the world. But even he was that excited that he forgot to hit record as he was doing the whole thing. So
It was completely
yeah, would have been pretty
amazing.
cool.
Uh, Listen, there was a lot of shit going on and everybody was very calm. At least me and Josh were very calm.
I
I
was
thought
okay.
I
Yeah.
well, because it didn't involve cookies, man. That was and we were both able to catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both landed them and released them, and we had a good story to tell anyway.
And we were able to pull up and spin a yarn about it later on. That was the best. And then this year
Yeah.
we had oh my God. This year, first of all, our fish was fucking massive. The fish we had was massive, and you guys were bearing down on us, and we're like, we got to get this because if not, I'm assuming we're gonna lose it because our fish was straight up and down.
And there
And
is
we
a
weren't,
video for that somewhere.
did we get a video?
Someone got a video of that somewhere, somehow.
Who did you guys had the only reason I know you guys had an older gentleman because what Curtis called him as you guys went by.
Yeah,
I
that was the guy is 82 years old. He's been with us since our very first year, and not a big guy, kind of a lighter guy, but he can crank and fight fish like there's no tomorrow.
it was
And you guys were just kind of in the final part of the whole thing. Fly was wiring, and you had the fish right there, and our guy was. Um, Sometimes he takes a little smaller rod. He goes with an 80 instead of the big 130. And so it was peeling pretty good. And the weather conditions that day were kind of not as ideal. And so we kind of, you guys just turned the right way, and we kind of were able to shoot the gap and get by you. As our line, I think it was right on top of the fish you were wiring, right?
it was just under the
Just
fish.
under it, yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
under because I had the fish on the leader and I could see your line. And I'm like, he's tangled up. I couldn't tell it because he was deep enough. I couldn't tell if it was uh, on top of the fish and on my side of our leader or if he was underneath it. I couldn't tell. So I'm just holding on. I'm holding on. And just at the very last second, I saw the line slide past his mouth. And I'm like, we're clear, Curtis, we're clear. And by that time, you guys were just around your stern was right about even with our stern. And as you're coming back, Curtis leans out his pilot house window and says, "Reel, you old quiff." And right at that point, because the fish was pointed towards your guys' boat, he started coming up to the surface. And just as he popped and broke the surface, as I got it on the leader, you guys were going right by. It was right next, maybe 2 feet from your boat,
Yeah.
maybe.
Mhm.
And we're fishing 20-foot leaders. So that's how close you guys were. And I'm looking at Mark. I go, dude, this is fucking cool as shit. Holding
And
on
that
to the
fish
leader.
was massive, Fly.
Oh my God, that fish was huge.
Yeah.
And you guys
Yeah.
just kept trucking along. That's why I said, man, the two greatest crossing situations I've ever had have been with you guys.
Well, we
You
give them
know,
a rod
Yeah.
too one day off of Port Hood. We had the double when we
that
had
was
Swagger with them.
we had one on a kite bait.
Yeah. And we passed them another one. You and I went to the bow and gave it to Mark again.
Yeah. So we've had some interesting times over the years.
Then we gave you one after that. We had a double this year, Curtis.
Yeah. Yeah. That guy that was out with us, it would be, well, Uncle Carl's future to be son-in-law. That was his first tuna. So thanks, boys.
Oh, that's right.
Mm.
You were with us, weren't you?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
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 No, it was,
We
that
put
was
him in the
nice.
chair.
Yeah. It was cool.
That was
All teamwork.
well, I do have to bring up what may have been. We've gone from the very high. I'm going to have to bring us all the way back down to the very low. I don't know if you guys know the full story of this. So this might be breaking news. We were off of Henry Island the day you guys got hit by lightning. Did you guys ever hear what happened to me?
No.
You guys were you guys hooked up?
No.
No.
Okay. I
No.
know we had just hooked up. Literally, I threw 3 chunks in the water, and we still have Pagano with us, and he threw the bait in the water. Not even 20 seconds, we hooked up. And it's dark, it's raining, it's lightning. And back then we would put the scupper caps on. And just as we're backing up, the water's coming in. We weren't far from you guys either. Curtis, how far were we? Maybe 80 feet?
because we come in, I said to them, there come the boys right there, and everything was going. We were hooked up, and then all of a sudden things went dark, and
Well, as I'm on my hands and knees, we're backing down on the fish. I'm putting those brass scuppers in, hands in the water. You guys get hit by lightning. Well, my hands are in the water, and I could just, I barely remember my hands starting to curl up. I went black.
Really?
I completely
oh
went
yeah,
black.
it was
And then Curtis,
like,
tell him what happened.
well, we were like he said, we were backing in, and we were flipping moorings off and anchors, and there was lines going, and I was hollering to Mark, back, and I said, "Fly, put that scupper in." So like he said, he was back down, and you guys were there, and then all of a sudden just cracked, like the whole boat just shook. And then I lost sight of you guys, and he was putting that scupper in. He just went, he went straight out, like pointing to the stern, and he pointed back to the bow,
I
still.
bounced around.
And I'm like, holy, he got a rope in the face or something. I didn't know what happened because I'm standing beside him and I felt something. And he gets up and he's like this. I said, fly, what happened? What happened? I said, Fly, are you okay? What happened? What happened? Just got hit by fucking lightning. And I'm like, what? He's like, God damn. I'm like, are you okay? And I take to the laugh and how like he's okay. Mark goes, did he he's I said, do you feel electrified? Holy Lord, he was like, it was pretty. It's you can laugh at it now, but it was
It was
scary.
scary as shit when it happened, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Oh,
happened on your guys' boat?
oh,
Well, we were kind of in the similar situation. We got over there that morning, and it was a miserable morning. It couldn't rain any harder, and it was
oh,
lightning dancing and everything like that. And we decided just to kind of maybe let it pass before we put anybody in the chair. Um, you know, we
Smart move.
didn't want to barbecue anybody. So anyway, we were just kind of drifting around, and there was tuna throwing some baits, and the
They
tuna
were
were just
everywhere, man.
bubbling. And there was a bolt of lightning hit. It seemed fairly close. Hard to tell. We were like, "Oh my God, that was close." And it was like God said, "Oh, you think that was close to the end?" Boom! We had another one hit our port side aerial. Sparks and everything rained down on us. It was like you had two 12 gauge shotguns, one on either side of your head, went off. And the boat totally filled full of smoke. And so
oh,
once we all kind of did this to make sure we were not dead, Mark grabbed one light and went under the deck, and I went down the engine room to make sure we didn't blow a hole in it or anything like that. We couldn't hear anything. Everything was just ringing. And so once we realized we weren't sinking and not totally on fire, we kind of just assessed the situation. But then, as luck would have it, the storm had passed and the fog rolled in that you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you. And we lost every bit of electronics. The engine went into limp mode. So all you could do was idle. And it even turned all our cell phones off.
Did it
So
really?
yeah, yeah. So we finally got one of our cell phones to reboot, because if you're in the middle of the ocean, it's one thing, but we were tucked in right next to Henry Island, and the compass was gone and everything. So we managed to fire up Navionics on one of our phones, and that's how we were able to get into Port Hood, that's the closest harbor. So that's where we went into. But as luck would have it, the boat was only about 3 months old, and
Oh,
it fried just about anything that could be fried. On the DC side, it was funny. Anything that they see and the generator and everything, it still worked okay. But it was just anything on the DC side got
It's
fried.
funny.
So
It's funny how that is.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Electricity on a boat, lightning hitting a boat is never a fucking good thing.
No.
No, no. But it could have been worse. Somebody could have
Could
got
have gotten hurt.
barbecued or something like that. Yeah. So we were
Just
we were lucky in that regard.
on our boat, it smelled like burnt Cuban, man. So, th- ex
Yeah.
for people that have never been on a boat that got hit by lightning, explain you guys limping into Port Hood, what kind of damage, what kind of headache it caused. Because lightning strikes is always a fucking headache, and it's never a 1 or 2 day headache. It is a headache for a long time to come.
Yeah, we still had
Yeah.
a couple weeks of charters left. And so when we got into Port Hood, we were thinking, hopefully it would be a quick fix and we could finish off our season. And basically that was the end of the boat for that year. Um, and we ended up, Curtis, getting your boat to finish off.
Yep.
You
But Robert,
Yeah.
you really battled that for the
I
next
still
couple
do.
of years.
Yeah,
Uh,
certain things. I think, Mark, we got it kind of going enough to wrap up maybe the last handful of days or something like that.
okay.
But in hindsight, we just should have shut it down and towed it back to the builder and had them kind of just do what they had to do over the course of the next number of months, right? But, the way it is, you have guys flying in from here and there, and you're trying to, accommodate them and that. So we kind of tried to make the best of the situation towards the end, but it was basically anything like, how many electronic components are on engines these days. So every sensor was fried. Every bit of electronics was fried, and you were trying to reorder the same type of electronics so they'd all fit in the same holes and everything like that. And we had a few setbacks. Initially, we thought the transducer would be okay, and we got all the electronics back and tried to fire up the sounder and found out the transducer was toast. So then we had to haul the boat back out of the water again and replace transducers. And yeah, basically, it was a pain, put it that way.
Yeah,
It was a
people
pain.
don't realize it's not just replacing everything that's fried because it could be like a 6 month later and then done.
And
Yeah.
then you're dealing with insurance and that was coming on to the tail end of our season, and you were still fighting things, and insurance was being the way insurance companies usually are, and they were kind of fighting you on a lot of stuff. And where we were going to lay the boat up, we wanted to make sure that, in April again, when we started, the engine wasn't going to be seized and everything like that. So, yeah, there was a lot of checks, and the insurance was hard to deal with. And like I said, you were trying to get things done as fast as you could to try to, accommodate the clients coming in and everything like that the best you can. And yeah, try not to do that again. Whenever we do hear thunder in the distance a little bit, I'm not going to lie that your stress level goes up a little bit.
You,
I would imagine.
me too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and before that fly, like we would before we got hit, like I remember crab fishing and you'd be off 30 or 40 miles or more in big lightning storms and we would fish right through it and not think anything of it. Um, but since then, when the lightning comes, we shut her down.
I don't blame you one bit, man. I what was that one movie? I think it was Uncle Buck where the guy had gotten hit 76 times with lightning. Yeah, I'm like that guy. It starts raining or thundering. I'm taking shelter, man.
Well,
Yeah.
the client we had aboard at the time, we kind of that evening we were all grabbing a bite in Port Hood, but we were trying to arrange transportation home, and we were kind of apologizing, like sorry you went through that, and he was like, well, this is actually the third time I've been on a boat that's been hit by lightning, right? So we're
Oh,
like,
He's a
it's you, man,
Jonah.
it's not us, it's
He's a
not us,
Jonah.
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
He's a fucking lightning rod.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my,
yeah,
maybe we should have that kind of question there. How many times have you been hit by lightning?
yeah, yeah.
No,
We don't
thank
we
you.
don't ask that one.
Mm,
Oh my gosh.
good
Yeah,
times.
Yeah,
it's definitely one of the stories that we share quite often.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, almost as much um, as the shot in the ass.
They're right both there anyway.
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. Um, so with charter season, your charter season normally runs the same amount of time while I'm up there visiting. Uh, I I kind of cap mine at the end to be Canadian Thanksgiving. I
yeah.
enjoy, first of all, and this is going to be a shock to a lot of people, but until I started fishing with Kurtis, I had never seen leaves change color. I
Yeah.
remember halfway through the first season, I'm like, what the fuck happened last night? Curtis like, what do you mean what happened? I go, what is all this orange and red? He goes, that's the leaf changing color. I go, man, I've never seen it before. I've never
Yeah.
ever seen it before. So now my biggest thing is uh, I'm so busy. I'm really almost at the point where I can't fish, but I go up because I want to hang out with Curtis and hang out with you guys. I want to hang out with everybody. That's really what I enjoy doing. It is a relaxing, almost relaxing time for me. If it wasn't for the constant browbeating by this big oaf.
And you once in a while you get the occasional.
Bro, what the fuck is it with you guys up in Canada with that?
Eh?
You know what I'm talking about, right? You
Yeah.
guys, instead of saying, yeah, you go. And when I first started going up there, I'm like, are they okay? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they're like gasping for air. They sound like a goggle eye that's dying on the deck. You know, when you see a fish slowly dying on the deck because he's not in the water, that's how everybody up there says, yeah.
So, Fly,
Scares
I
the
got
shit.
one for
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
So, in all the places you travel and all the places you've been, all the places you fished, where does Nova Scotia rank with you?
So for me, as far as fishing is concerned,
Yep.
it is number two.
Okay.
I have still never seen anything like what when I lived in Venezuela back in the day. That's like National Geographic's, but you guys are so close because it's not just the tuna. You got the tunas, you got the seals, you got the whales. Now you got the sharks, and we should talk about that here in a second.
Hmm.
Uh, it's I absolutely love it. The fishing, I would say it's definitely number two. As far as again, I haven't gone to a place as often. I've been going to Nova Scotia now 10 years. The
That
only
must be the most like
no, the most is St. Thomas. I had 17 years in a row in St. Thomas. But Nova Scotia's second to that. Um, but really, I love the fishing. It's not very often you can say that you're going fishing somewhere where the average fish is, between 7 and 800 pounds. That's
Hmm.
what you're going to average on a daily basis. Are you going to catch some 400 pounders? Yes, but you're going to catch some that, uh, and I'm a firm believer. I don't say it uh, until I weigh it. But I remember a couple years ago, we were behind Pictou Island and we caught a fish. And I'm like, guys, I'm very comfortable saying that's 950. Very, very comfortable
Mhm.
saying it's 950. And then we caught a second one that I'm like, I'm gonna call it 950 again, but I went to Curtis. I go, that fish has got to be 200 pounds bigger than the last one. It's got to be
Mhm.
at least 200 pounds bigger. That was a bigger, bigger fish. Um, but really, my reasoning for going back up there year after year after year is you guys. I love the time I spend. Um, for me, I don't. I equate it very similar. You know, when it's Christmas time and you get to go, you look forward to going to Christmas time and seeing your family, and you see your friends. You go back home. That's what I equate it to. Tuna season to me is. Listen, I love the tuna fishing. I love the grind, the waking up every morning at 2:45 and having Cuban coffee on our boat and doing all the stuff. But I absolutely love. Uh, Going to the supermarket and running into you guys or uh,
Mhm.
it's living in Florida, especially where I live. I don't have that small town feeling,
Mhm.
but in Nova Scotia, it has that small town where everybody knows everybody. You
Everybody knows Curtis, that's for sure.
he's the fucking governor, man. He's the governor. And listen, I'm not going to lie. That's really helped me get to know more people because of Curtis.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
because he knows everybody and everybody knows Curtis. I mean, you go to Port Hood, everybody fucking knows him over there. And that seems like going to the other side of the galaxy sometimes. You know, as a straight shot by boat, it's only 16 miles. But when you go by
I'm
car,
working
it's
on
like,
my shyness, so I'm starting to conquer that. I'm a little shy at times, and
listen,
I'm working with it.
if you really want a good time, Mark and Robert, if you really want a good time, what I suggest, go grocery shopping with them.
No, I bet.
Go grocery shopping with this fathead. This guy right here, every year, everybody in town knows when I'm flying up because I post the same video.
Well, last year we had Glenn Green up fly, and he's been coming with us from like 10 years since we started. And we were out there last year, and he just looked. And one thing that I contribute this charter thing to is the friendships that we've made, not only like with you guys, Mark and Robert, but like our clients, and just it opened up you know, a whole new friendship with people in like Texas and Florida and so on and so forth. But
Japan.
Japan, yeah, and that's what I like about this job. The people, we get to show them Nova Scotia, and we get to show them how we live. We get to, introduce them to our town and to our friends, to our family. And so Glenn Green was out with us last year, and I don't know what we were doing. He comes up to me, he goes, "Man," I said, what? He goes, "This place is just so giving." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I've been coming here for 10 years, man. 10 years. And I thought I've seen it all, done it all." And he said, "Every goddamn year," he said, "something just tops the year before." And I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, this is just, this is heaven." I said, "Well, I'm glad we get to show it to you, Green, like that." So pretty proud, when you have, people like that. Your friends come up and tell you, like, "Jesus, you guys don't have a clue what you have." And now it's
Mhm.
all froze over.
Yeah.
But it is.
All the people
That's
that come and spend time and you guys get to share your home. Listen, you guys have shared your home with me for the last 10, now going on 11 years. I absolutely love it. You guys threw me the best surprise birthday party for my 50th ever imaginable. Surprised the living shit out of me. I'm like, damn,
Surprise!
we got Mark and Robert over here all the way from fucking Antigonish.
Yeah,
Damn, it's a special day.
yeah, yeah, that was good.
No, it was
Yeah.
really good. No,
And
that's go ahead.
we had Flash's 70th up here for him.
Listen, I'm glad he made it to 70.
Yeah, yeah,
He
hands down.
you want to talk about a living legend, that guy right there.
you got
Captain
For
Ross
sure.
Clark.
I I tease them all the time about when I was in high school, as a 16, 17-year-old kid, the one thing, I didn't travel. I did not like I do now. You just read about cool places to go, and Flash is one of those people I used to read about in high school. Captain Flash Clark, first captain to catch 10,000 billfish in a career, or nobody's ever seen Guatemala before until Captain Flash Clark is there. So I know I get a chance to spend time with him. I really enjoy. For me, I also enjoy that. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
Flash was the first person to introduce me to the Bible. So it's something that I hold very near and dear to me because, somebody that has always believed in God, he was the first person that would recite verses to me. We were in the tower of the boat he was running. He hired me for a tournament, I don't know, 13 years ago. And he introduced me to it, and I appreciate it. I really do. Being a fisherman, when you spend time at sea, uh, you I don't know about you guys, but for me, a lot of times I feel that closeness uh, better there than anywhere else.
Hmm.
When you
Hmm.
see that sun peeking up over Cape Breton, the beginning of fall, and the clouds kind of light up, and maybe you're fighting a fish, or maybe you're marking some, and you see the birds, and you see a couple whales, and it's like, oh yeah, there's something a lot bigger than us out there.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
For sure.
I give a lot of credit to Captain Flash for that, you know,
Why do you think I call him old
Yeah.
like dirt?
because that motherfucker is old like dirt.
Yep.
L Listen, you guys don't laugh too much. You should see the shit he says about you when you're not around.
Oh, I
I see
know.
Oh,
you guys. I see you guys
if
laughing.
we could only be so lucky to still be doing that at that stage, I can't see it happening, but
I,
you never know.
Oh,
I hope I can still do it at 70. Ah, shit, he's 72 now. He's going to be 72 this year.
Wow.
yeah, but you help him put his socks on for him in the morning.
Man, I help him put on his socks. I make sure his coffee's ready. Last year he lost his laundry. I'm like, no, Flash, it's already in your room folded. But listen, I told somebody this the other day. I was a young kid. I was like maybe 20 years old. Like I told you, I used to read about him in high school. And I never knew that this was a job. You can become a fisherman. My family didn't know about that. My family immigrated from Cuba. My dad fished, my uncle fished, my grandfather, everybody in my family fished, but not as a living. I didn't know you could actually do this for a living. So again, I was very, very blessed, and I got an opportunity to work on a boat, and I realized that this was an industry. And here I was, I can't remember which marine I was. I was fishing one of the sailfish tournaments at home. And I'm a kid, I'm rigging my rods, I'm getting all this stuff. And here comes Flash walking down the dock. Flash is 20 years my senior. And very easily just ignore me, being a whatever I was, 19 or 20-year-old kid. And it's like, wow, that's Captain Flash. I'm like, hey, Captain Flash. I wasn't even Fly back then. I was just Robert. Hey, I'm Robert. Pleasure to meet you. And he goes, hey, man, I'm Ross Clark, but you can call me Flash. Everybody else does. In his, happy-go-lucky voice, and automatically just took me under his wing of being a friend, being a friend.
Hmm.
And now we're 30 years later, and I get to share, my cottage with him every year. So I feel that it's my duty to make sure, he's like, Fly, don't worry about, I'm not fishing tomorrow, or I'm only fishing a half day. I'm cooking dinner. I'm like, no, 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 Flash, tomorrow's already, I got the crock pot ready. I'm just going to turn it on. You just, it's your day off. Relax, get some rest, you know? I feel that I owe him, even though I don't owe him anything, but I feel deep down inside, he gave me his friendship all those years ago. And that's something I'll never forget. I'll never forget that loyalty of being my friend when he had no business having to. He offered that up for free. And that's something that not only do I treasure with Flash, I treasure in our community. I mean, look what you guys have done for me when I go to Nova Scotia. I'm just some kid from Florida. Well, maybe an old kid now. Uh, but you guys, every time I'm up there, I mean, both of you guys have opened your home up to me. I've gotten to know your family. I've gotten to
Probably
know
because
your
you'd break
kids.
in if they didn't.
Oh, oh, we have to tell that fucking story. We have to tell it about the break-in you guys had in your house. Who
My
want?
house?
Yeah. Now, just so everybody knows, Nova Scotia, you can leave your door unlocked, your keys. I never take the keys out of the car when I'm up there,
No,
but
must be there. Everything is open here all the time.
yeah, it's still one of those few places that you can leave the entire house completely wide open.
Yeah.
But go ahead, draw the picture.
So it was, I would say around 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And my daughter, my only daughter, Lacey, had a friend sleeping over. And they come in our bedroom and Lacey says, Dad, we just seen a raccoon going on the counter in the kitchen. I'm like, a raccoon? So I go out to the kitchen, grab like first thing I think it was a broom. I grab the broom, and when I come out into the kitchen, everything's dark. I turn on the light, and there's a big hole in the screen. So we have screens on our windows. So I look outside, I turn the lights on outside, I look around, and I don't see anything. So I come back into the bedroom, and Colleen says, I just checked the doorbell camera. And she said, right before you turned on that light, there was two bears um, on the deck. I'm like, holy smoke. So I come back out into the kitchen, and just as I come back out into the kitchen, the bear has his head stuck in through the screen. And I let a holler go, and it takes off. So, anyways, I'm going around the kitchen, and we have a compost bucket, and there's some things. The counter was clean, like there was some stuff missing. So I'm looking around and I look out in the driveway and there was a compost bucket. I see that laying in the driveway. So the bear came in the house, walked on the counter, grabbed the bucket, went out, grabbed some cookies and some other things that was on the counter and came out. And when we looked at the doorbell cam, they were in and out of the house 3 times that night.
Ugh.
Yeah. So it was a mother bear and a cub, maybe, a year old. It looked like it was like 75-pound baby bear. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, yeah.
Did they make it to the woods?
They did make it to the woods. So we have chickens, or we did have chickens at that point. So, of course, the next night they got into the chicken coop, opened the door, and got in there. There was feed in there. They ate all the feed and killed. We had a dozen chickens, killed 3 of the chickens. So the next night we were going fishing. So the next night I wasn't going to be home. So my wife was going to be home alone. And my oldest son was home. So I said, well, if that bear, I knew he was coming back for the more chickens and more food the next night. So I'm like, if you hear that bear, we're going to have to take matters into our own hands. So my son was like, well, how would I know it's getting into the chicken coop? Because the chicken coop is about 50 yards from the house. So I said, well, hang some wine bottles. So they got wine bottles and they hung the wine bottles over the door. So there was we hung around 8 bottles. So in the middle of the night, my wife hears this clanging and banging, and she looks, and this big bear. So to open up the chicken coop door, there's a little latch, and it's about probably 5 feet up in the air on the door. So the bear was standing up on its 2 legs, trying to open the door, and the bottles were clanging back and forth. And my wife got my son, and I'm going to stop the story. That's it kind of ends there.
You could you could have taken from there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
fired a shot in the air.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
fired it in the air and somehow it came right back down on top of the
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what people don't understand. I mean, that whole area there, you're in the middle of the woods everywhere. The entire Nova Scotia area where we're at, you're in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. No, there's tons of bear around here.
Oh, they're everywhere.
And with
Yeah.
chickens, it's just there's always food and feed in the chicken coop, so it's just a matter of time before the bears come.
Yeah.
Curtis, you had one this year, didn't you?
Yeah, he ran right across, right beside me, just boom. He
Look,
made it to the
I
woods.
have to be careful because sometimes when I go walking by, I kind of look like a bear with my beard and stuff. I got to
Yeah,
make
but
sure he don't pop one in my eye.
he was.
He's probably not. He's probably not a very good shot anyway, Fly. So I wouldn't worry
No,
about it.
I wouldn't go that far. But no, no, they're here everywhere. They're in my mom's field. They're here. They're just everywhere.
I see him. I bet you I see at least two every year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Now, I have a question for you because I know you guys have a hunting camp too, don't you? Not far from the house?
Me?
Yeah, I think one of you
No,
guys do.
no, we don't have a hunting camp. No, but we're thinking of building one, but we don't have one yet.
I could have swore that one of your kids was always going out hunting not very far.
Oh, yes. Oh, no, we hunt deer, white-tailed deer all over the place down around here. They
Okay.
have lots of
Mhm.
climbing stands and deer stands and deer blinds. Yeah, we pretty much here in the winters live off deer and moose, basically. That's all we live on.
Now, you guys don't get any moose now on in Nova Scotia itself. You got I know they have some in Cape Breton.
Yeah,
Not
no,
moose
we
here.
usually there's some in Cape Breton, but we usually have to go to Newfoundland. So um, if I don't get a chance to go, one of my kids will go and get the moose and bring it back. So
One a year.
one a year, yeah.
I one of the guys that comes fishing with us, Scott. Scott wants to go and shoot a moose this year in Newfoundland. Either
Oh,
right,
Where
either
again?
right be he shut up, man. He makes fun of the way I say Newfoundland. And it's so funny because his father-in-law, Berkey's from there, so I love to call it Newfoundland when I see him. Pisses him off to no avail. Is it true you're from Newfoundland? Kind of looks at me cross-eyed.
Oh God.
You know what I had the other night for dinner? I had antelope. Go gave me some antelope
Oh,
backstrap. Yeah, I made antelope and shrimp lo mein. I
and
Any
cubed it
good?
up, stir fried it. Oh my God, it was fucking delicious. It was so good.
yeah,
It was so good. I like wild game. I'm kind of a big fan of it.
yeah,
I'm a big fan of it. That and tuna head steaks.
Oh,
yeah.
We go through some tuna head steak. Do you guys ever get some for your clients?
Yeah, we usually do.
yeah, we usually do. Yeah, when it's if like a commercial catch kind of coincides or somewhat close to
I know. I,
some of your
by,
days.
by the end of the last season, I think I was eating it almost every day because so
Yeah,
many people,
Yeah,
I stayed long enough that everybody was harvesting. So, and
yeah.
I went out with Curtis a couple days and we harvested too.
yeah.
So I was nonstop. I even brought you some pokey, didn't I?
Yeah, that was good too.
The pokey was good.
Yeah.
I had never had it with bluefin. It was mighty delicious.
Yeah.
No, good. The head steaks were better though.
Oh yeah, just sliced up.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what else is good? I was just talking to somebody the other day is our oysters.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, who's the guy that that farms the oysters?
I get them up just from a local farm here, Philip Docker in Big Island. They're oh, they're delicious.
Our Texans, they go through them like crazy, man.
Really.
But with oysters comes gout. so I can't eat them the way I'm capable of.
Man, I think you eat yourself through gout.
No, 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 no.
Listen, hey, you know what? I do have to commend you one thing, and I'm going to do this in front of everybody in the world. You did a good job this year staying away from the sour dicks.
I know. See, I didn't want to take them out in front of you because you were trying to watch your waistline, and
Uh,
I said, "Well, I'll help them along the long road. It'll help me." But I missed them. I won't lie.
listen, me too. So, do you know what sour dicks are?
No.
They're gummies, but
Oh,
they're shaped like a lollipop.
okay.
So our
I know what you're
Texans,
talking about now.
they keep calling them sour dicks because they're like a sour gummy. So ever since then, it just stuck with it. Well, this year, I'll never forget. We're, I think we were only like day 2 or 3 of our season, and I got a phone call, and Kurtis saw something on my face. He's like, "Hey man, you okay?" I'm like, "Well, I just got off the phone with the doctor. So I got some blood work," and he's like, "Man, I'm not sure what it is, but it could be you need to lose some weight, and I need to see you in a month." And I was concerned, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to take this seriously." So I talked to Kurtis about it. I'm like, "I don't know what it is," and it seems to be that it was I must have picked up some kind of a virus overseas. I know when I came back uh, from the Middle East in November, these enzymes spiked again. But I think I picked up influenza A. So when I was in Japan, I must have picked up like influenza or something. Who knows? But it was enough that it sent an enzyme high enough that he's like, it's not high enough that I want you to fly back home right now, but it's enough that as soon as you get back home, I want to see you. But please, please lose some weight. So I'm like, you know what? It was enough to scare me. So I go to Curtis. I'm like, hey, uh, do what you want to do. The only thing I ask is don't grab that bag of sour dicks and rub them in front of my face like you love to do.
Or the black licorice.
Or, oh my God. Dude, I remember one time he opened up a bag of licorice, and by the time he turned his head around, I had the whole pound of licorice gone. It was fucking gone. I was shitting Twizzlers, solid Twizzler fucking strings for like 3 days. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
the
go ahead.
tuna season, especially if the fishing's a little slower, it's a hard
It's
business. Not to be
hard.
stress eating and
No,
boredom
it's just
slash
eating.
It's
nerves, and at
it,
least
it,
if the fishing's pretty solid, you don't have time for that.
it's not
But
bad. Well,
yeah,
it's
if you're
between
out there for 12 hours and you're
you're
pacing around,
snacking,
and
and it's also harvest season, so everybody's making apple crisp, and they're making cookies, they're making chocolate squares.
Strawberry pie.
Oh, fucking Auntie Eleanor's
The list
strawberry
just goes
tart.
on and on and on.
Every day you have somebody drop something off at Curtis's house to bring to the boat to eat.
I,
And listen, every year going up for tuna season, I gain 5 to 10 pounds. You know, it,
I'd be
apple
lucky.
apple turnovers.
I know.
yeah,
Any anybody that grows up in Florida that doesn't understand what fall harvest season is in the Northeast, it really is, and the pun is intended. It is the sweetest time of year. It is the most beautiful thing. Pumpkins and
Poutine.
and poutine and oh my gosh.
You're quite the mess after you eat that. Get all the cheese and gravy stuck in your
all,
beard. Just looks like a
all over
crime
the
scene.
all over the place. All over the place. Anyway, long story
God,
short,
when you guys finally get a bite, you must be on the verge of throwing up or something if you're
Look,
eating
I'm
all
trained to
that.
eat on spec. I can eat.
listen, we're professionals at this. And every third day we get mom's fried haddock.
Oh.
Oh my God.
See, I used to have the gummies down in the cupboard. That way he didn't see them. Out of sight, out of mind. I was respectful. So I go down to get something, nibbling. What are you eating down there? Oh, nothing. Nothing. But he never seen them, so he didn't want them.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And for the first time, I didn't just leave Nova Scotia without gaining weight. I think I lost 7 pounds, which is hard enough.
But you're still a whole lot ugly.
Listen, I can get skinnier, but I can't get prettier. That ugly is ugly. Ugly is ugly.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
gentlemen, if somebody wants to reach out to you guys to find out about the Boyd's charter business, how do they get a hold of you?
well, you can look we have webpage, boydcharters.ca. On Facebook for the same, and our contact information and everything is there. And yeah, reach out, give a shout.
And Captain Kurtis, if people want to get a hold of you, they find you crawling all over my Facebook all over the time.
They just call
So,
you.
you know what? That reminds me. Robert, you just got back from Cancun, didn't you?
Yeah, Mark and I both did.
Oh, both of you went?
Yeah,
It-
we were down with friends and family, and that. So it was nice to get away. Not
you
nice coming back to the snowstorm, but
listen, at least I've kept you out of the snowstorm for a couple hours. Tell me, how did you enjoy you didn't think you could talk for 2 hours, did you? All three of you are like, there's no way we can talk for 2 hours. I'm like, 2 hours is easy.
no.
2 hours is easy. What tell me.
Well, as any of our clients can attest with Mark and I, usually the tougher the fishing gets, the quieter we get, and we fish together for so long that you can just look at each other either approvingly or disapprovingly, and so yeah, we didn't quite think we had the gift of gab like this, but I guess you brought it out in
I knew. Listen, because I've pulled up next to your boat more than once, and we can sit there, and most of the time we just have to either go back to fishing or the current's pushing us away, so we have to drift off. And when we do go to the house to buy kids hockey tickets or something like that, we can sit and talk for 2 hours. So
Oh yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to be hard. And with Kurtis, the only thing I was concerned about, which I'm surprised, maybe that's why he's been Mr. Wilson the whole time, is I haven't seen a snack go up to his lips yet.
No, they're at the end of the table.
Yeah.
But and another thing, boys, so you guys fish everything together. Like you've been each other's mate since forever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man, to have two brothers get along with not that many rows, or has there been?
Yeah.
Has there been any
we keep them
rows?
quiet.
No,
No,
What?
we keep them pretty quiet.
not too
We
often.
keep them pretty quiet,
Uh,
and they blow over. They blow over pretty fast.
Water off a duck's back, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing like the reel starting to scream that kind of puts all to bed pretty fast. So,
oh my God. It's amazing what a good
but,
bite will do.
Exactly.
yeah,
Listen, there's
Yeah.
been a couple short moments when Kurtis had that phone glued to his hand, and the only thing that saved him was a bite.
Yep. That's it. That's all.
I'm like,
Yeah.
will you put that fucking phone down? Please.
I was probably calling the cook to have supper ready that night.
No.
No, you're probably talking to one of us.
Networking, Curtis.
That's what he loves to say. I'm
I am good
networking.
at
I'm
that.
networking. I'm networking.
You can always tell, like, if he's backing down, you kind of just leave him be. But as soon as he stops, and we'll watch, like, you can see him in the binos or something. Like, you'll text, and all of a sudden you'll see his head go down like that. Like,
You know he's
Pretty
called
good.
the Admiral of the Fleet, Fly.
What? I did not know that.
Yes.
Nor did I.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the admiral of the fleet.
Yeah, he coordinates the fleet of boats from Nova Scotia. So
Oh,
It truly is.
Yeah.
Listen, the only person I really, really get mad at is Ricky, because we're hooked. As soon as we hooked up, we're trying to untangle, get off the net and get our angler in the chair, or try to clear all the things. And first word out of Ricky's mouth is, "Are you hooked up, bud?" Well, listen here, motherfucker. Can't you see us backing down? You don't have to ask that question. Just give us a minute. It's 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all I
yeah.
ask.
And then the next question is what you get them on?
Ugh,
Can
every
I go in your net?
I think that's a standing order from the morning, you know. It's
That
like,
you or
listen,
me
once
asking.
I listen, I don't ask. I don't. I'm like, calm down. Just I remember this one time when we were at Henry Island, I don't think anybody had hooked up a fish. It's like noon. And we finally hooked a fish. And he's like, I gotta call Ricky. I gotta call. No, you don't. You have to catch this fucking fish first. Let's catch the damn fish first. And then listen, if you want to post it on Facebook so 10,000 people can know what we're doing. But let's focus on the fucking fish. It's
Yeah,
okay. People can see we're backing up. And if they can't,
but
it's
it's
not a big deal.
a two-way street. Curtis is pretty giving with his information as well. So even
No,
some guys who don't like to share much information, Curtis is able to through coercion or what have you,
you should
kind of get it
look,
out of them. So
Curtis, lift up your hands. Lift up your hands. Look at that paw. Could you imagine that paw going around your neck? Nobody wants that paw around their neck.
No,
They
that
give
No,
them the
no.
information.
better than mine anyway.
Yeah. So far, everything is, well, it is getting close. Holy fuck, we passed lunchtime. That is the first.
Why do you
Oh,
look at him already looking?
he's gonna cut you off right now, Fly.
I know he is. That's why I was starting to wrap up before we sidebarred again because I know he's
One
getting
more,
hungry.
one more quick thing before we leave. I know, Flaw, you're having an awful battle with the sharks down there. Like,
Oh my God, yeah. I'm glad you
brutal.
brought that up.
Well, us too. Like, it's, it's, it's probably not as big down there as it is for here, mainly because, or I could be 100% wrong too, but here, when we get possibly one tag, we are, swimming that fish, cooling him down, tag that fish, and then that shark comes and he's gone. Like we don't get a tag back for that. And these, as you see when you're up here tuna fishing, they are more of abundance just year after year after year after year. And something has to get done with these things. We got to manage them somehow, some way.
So in
Should be
my
something.
first 30 years of fishing professionally, um, I had seen two great white sharks. And in the last 6 years, I bet you I see between 9 to 12 a season up there with you guys.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's amazing the abundance of great white. And listen, you guys have some other ones. We've caught some poor beagles, we've caught some blue sharks. I haven't seen them, but I'm sure there's some makos up there as well. But the great white population has just exploded for you guys up there.
What did we have one
Yeah.
day off of Picto? 7 shark bites?
Yeah, 7 or 8,
Just
something like that.
like, there you go. That you might as well say that's 50, $60 a bite, just gone, hook, leader, done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
they're
what would it be, Mark? Like 2017, 18 was the first time we really encountered one. We came across a whale that was floating dead, and we just went up around it, and there was a shark, just like you see in National Geographic, with its head out of the water, jaws extended, ripping and tearing. And we were like, that can't be what we're seeing. But Josh, who was with us, he's been around a lot and he's seen them, and the client who was with us has seen them before, and they're like, that's a white shark. And like Port Hood Provincial Beach was right in the background, and that was kind of the first instance that we saw them. But every year it's just, it's like some days you can't even put a hook in the water because
no.
No.
you just know, and they'll bite instantly, right? So yeah, it's becoming much more of a, and even when you're doing your commercial harvest, you got to be really wary of, like, we swim them afterwards for an hour or so to cool them down, and kind of where you're swimming them and where you're bleeding them. And when you bleed them out, you basically got to try to get them aboard as fast as you can, because that shark will just follow that trail right in, and before long you'll have one right on top of you. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
really
it's
kind of changed how you do things, right?
it's amazing. And listen, the white shark, which was so overfished, there's a side of it that it is nice to see that they've made a comeback, but now it's starting to impede in fisheries.
Yeah, yeah.
I know
So
we've caught a
like, and
couple.
I really don't, like, there's nothing really that can be done really, except, you just got to modify your fishing practices a little bit. And luckily during the charter season, we haven't had one um, attack a fish or anything like that, because usually you try to, once it's swimming healthy and swimming, you try to, let them
We
go as fast as
we've
you
had
can.
one.
So
We've had
did
one.
you?
Yeah, off
Yeah.
of Picto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always in the back of your head when you're doing
Yeah.
it now, right?
It's
So
definitely. I tell you what, my first year up there, I went swimming with the tuna. I wanted to go swimming with them. I ain't getting in the water dressed up like a seal anymore.
No.
No.
no, I wouldn't
No.
say.
No.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of times that I've offered to go and, get some line or something wrapped up, and Kurtis just won't let me do it. I'm like, let me just jump in real quick, cut the line. No.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh, I'm not going to complain too much because the water's cold, but I'm not so much worried about the shark. It's not like I'm going to be down there for 3 minutes, for 10, 15 minutes. I'll be down there for 3 minutes, get it out, come back. But still, it's just one of those things you got to be concerned about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought it up, Kurtis, because yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. And again, it's nice to see any animal that was so overfished make a nice comeback. But there is starting to be a little bit of an overlap now between
Yeah.
the white sharks and us
Well,
fishermen.
seals are such an issue up here. Like, there's so many seals, and they're very destructive with a lot of fishing gear and everything like that. So, we're kind of hoping maybe this is nature's way of trying to balance that out
And
a little bit, right? So,
and you're
um,
100% correct on that. You're 100%
yeah,
correct on that. The seals off of New England, it used to be a population of like 7,000. Now they've blown up to about 58,000. So,
yeah,
with the increased number of seals, you have the increased number of white sharks, which, like you said, it's Mother Nature's way of starting to balance things out. So,
yeah.
hopefully we'll
So as
stay.
long as they eat more seals and not as many hooks, we'd be all set.
Yeah. For
That way,
sure.
everybody's happy.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
kind of like cookies around Kurtis.
Gonna be some cookies or something here around me pretty soon, I can tell you
Listen,
that.
I wouldn't say there's many cookies that survive a trip out there. So the seal survival rate's probably a little better.
Oh my gosh. There ain't, listen, that and them crunchies and coffee crisp and Smarties, they don't last very long on our boat.
The old Dutch salt and vinegar chips.
Thank God for not bringing them on the boat last year. You want to talk about a fiend. Those Dutch salt and vinegar chips you have in Canada, you open them things up, I could sit down and finish a whole bag. Those
You
things
do.
to the point where I can't feel my lips anymore. That's how delicious those things are.
I
So,
know.
Oh, it's amazing you guys can hook any fish with all the eating you're doing out there.
well, you got to pass,
We,
like you said, you got to pass the time somehow.
we got Officer Baker.
Listen, we haven't even talked about the breakfast sandwiches.
Oh,
Those things are so good. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm surprised. Listen, I'm surprised we haven't lost a rod overboard with the greasy hands we had.
Safety
So,
Knock
on.
on wood.
yeah,
Yeah,
amen.
Yeah,
Gentlemen, I
yeah.
want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the stories. Most importantly, thank you for your hospitality when I go up. Not you, Kurtis, because your family will take me no matter. They'll take me over you.
They do a lot too.
Yeah, yeah. I think your mother likes me better than you. And some days, maybe your wife.
That's a lot of days.
But thank you guys so much. And everybody, thank you so much for listening in today. And look up Captain Kurtis, look up the Boyds, and next time you have a lobster, know where it came from. Guys, hold on one second. And everybody, thank you so much. And we will check you later.